Hi, Nibbits 12th Ward, Brother Nuttall here. I wanted to put out a video about flooding mostly, since we seem to be pretty worried about that at this point. Have some good news for you on that front. According to the city website and other maps that I've seen, we don't live in a floodplain. You wouldn't know that with all the groundwater issues we have, but apparently we don't. The real floodplain and issue where they'll have flooding here in Nibley is on Hollow Road, basically by Blacksmith Fork River. Anyways, that's some good news for us. What I wanted to talk about, I will try and put up a couple screenshots on here. There's something you can sign up for on the Nibley City website, and what it is the community alert system. And you will receive notifications by text message about different things that the city needs to put out for the emergency alert, or for the emergency services system, basically. How you can do that is if you go to the Nibley City homepage. It is at the top of the page, actually in one of the big boxes, or at the bottom of any page. It just says community alert system. You can sign up for it. You put in your phone number. They will send you messages. I did get one from them recently about sandbags that I will put on here as well, just so you can see an example of what's going on. They really want to do that. When you look at their page about flooding, they said they will alert anybody when and if surface water floods are inevitable. So if they are really concerned that we're going to have a flooding issue here in Nibley, the city will put something out, can help us better prepare for that, or at least know that it's coming. I will also put some places on here where we can get sandbags. The notification that I got was about sandbags that you can fill yourself at Ander Park, is where the sand pile is. If you need to get them, you can go to the city hall or city offices and pick up the bags there. Fill them up on your own, so you will need your own shovel. Take them back and use them. They do ask that you limit it to 20, but if you need more, there are also more at the Cache County Sheriff's Office. And again, I'll try and put another screenshot up of something that I found for that. It's actually at 1250 North or 1250 West, 200 North in Logan. Other than that, to be perfectly honest, I don't have a lot of great information about how to prevent flooding or how to help with it. It's just kind of not really out there. I mean, everybody's just saying use sandbags. So if we need to use sandbags, let us know. We can get some people together to come help, especially if you need help sandbagging a pretty large area, and maybe we can get more for you than the 20. The other thing I wanted to talk about that we've been dealing with is seepage into our crawl spaces or basements. Again, we have a groundwater issue here in Nibley. We have had a great fun time of it. It seems like every time I go to work, Sydney is stuck at home dealing with some flooding down there. Luckily, nothing's gotten to the home yet. But the seepage happens basically because of a pressure buildup within the groundwater, and then it needs to force its way into our house. So some ways that we can prevent that. Oh, also one thing, we did find two just holes that were drilled through our concrete in the crawl space straight down. They're about 3/8 inch holes, and a lot of the water comes up there. It may be wise to just go check and see if you have those, because we're going to need to fill them. And if you need to fill them too, you can get sealants and stuff to do such. Make sure, everybody, that your downspouts are have an extension on them when we have issues like this, that it's taking the rainwater away from your home at least 10 feet is what is recommended. Again, most of this comes, from the city website. Make sure your sump pump drains far away from your house. Luckily, this year we got a notification from the city saying that we could pump our water into the sewer drain, which normally you cannot. I'm not sure why that is, but they say you can't normally unless given permission by the city, and they have given it to us this year. If not, try and pump it as far away as you can from your house with corrugated pipe or whatever you have on hand. Make sure that if you're having issues with flooding and seepage, something that may help is increasing the size of your sump pump hole itself. You can dig that out by hand and line it again, but make sure that you basically have the capacity needed. We do have some friends in the area that they've had huge issues with flooding in their house, and they had to go down and actually just dig their hole bigger to accommodate more water in there so that their pump could work more effectively and get it away from the home. Make sure, if you need to, you can have multiple pumps. We actually have 2 in our home because of a previous flooding issue. So if you need to, you can dig another sump pump hole and stick another sump pump in there. They're really not that expensive considering how much flooding they could prevent. Well worth about $100 it is for a new sump pump. If you need to, there are commercial sealants available. We have found that most of our water is coming through those two holes that were that were drilled into our concrete, and also in a couple of corners. There are commercial sealants specifically for sealing corners of concrete to prevent water from coming in due to seepage. And you can find those at Home Depot. I'll try and find a link to that as well and put it into this video. Make sure you have a backup plan. I went and actually bought a hand pump that they use a lot of times for landscaping. So if we do begin to get a lot of water, and if our pumps can't keep up with it, or if it's somehow flooding a different area that's not quite close to the sump pumps, I had a plan to pump it out into a bucket and then dump that down my bathtub. That was my backup plan because I really didn't want to deal with any of that. The last thing I'll recommend is getting a water alarm. I found out at home or at Lowe's you can actually get Bluetooth enabled water alarms that will send alerts right to your phone. They work. I've tested them. They work really well, and they actually monitor for more than just sensing liquid. That's all I have for you today. If you have any questions, please feel free to call. Again, reach out if you guys have any flooding issues and need help maybe protecting your property from flooded sandbags. I'd be happy to come help you. Thanks so much.